Okay, we're looking at E-shaped root here on the bar, doesn't matter where, action fingers. Here's the real deal E. Okay, but I'm just playing it down here, and of course the open strings are root doubled and a 5 there, and then we've got 5 root 3. Okay, I happen to be playing a C. So this 5 is a G. Okay. So we're going to look at a D minor shape. It's not bad to play because all you have to do is use the open string for the root. But remember, with the C shape, the D minor shape, we were off the bar by 1 fret. Now we're going to sink that D minor down 1, and now the top string is the root. So it's a D minor. Notice I caught myself. I called it a D minor because it is the D minor shape. This was the D minor. But I'm really playing a B flat minor here because I'm going an A flat, C shaped A flat, D minor shaped B flat, drop it down a half step, still got a D minor shaped A minor. Mysterious. So the thing is, we're still in pretty good shape here because we've got that chord shape, that familiar shape. Drop it, drop the middle one to the 7th. Okay, nice. Now we're going to use that. We're going to use that 5th over here. So first thing I'm going to do is put my fingers on the root and the 5 there. We've got the double rooted with the bar here. We can't play these guys. If we could play those guys, what would it be? Let's do it in F. It would be... Now there's the pentatonic scale. Okay, and that was in E shape. Alright, there's a pentatonic scale. Anything you can do, a pentatonic scale contains the 1st, the 3rd, the 5th, the 2nd, and the 6th. Doesn't even have that 7th though. Yet we got that. Okay. Because when you're doing the 6th, alright, the 7th of the 6th is the 5th of the root. So we can't get these guys is the point. The point is we can't go okay. These guys are sunken. So we're going to play the 5th here so we can do a nice 6-string D minor 7th shaped A minor. Okay, it's a 6th minor, and in the key of C it would be the A minor. So we're gonna go fingers on the 5 in the root, and then play with our 2 remaining fingers here. We're going to play the 3 and the 6. The root's going to be open. Oop, I got the B instead of the right there. Okay, instead of the 3rd, I got the 2nd there. Let's try that one more time. So it's an easy chord to play, but you got to play it in context. So here's the root. Now notice we have a similarity here. We have our root shape right there, And in the D minor relative 6, remember E goes to D in the word caged. Okay, so right there, E goes to D, because the caged word, the way I spelled it here, is going backwards to the left. The pentatonic's going to the right because these guys are doing a pentatonic scale. Okay, but we're doing it all in one cage in the shapes. So has, you know, that we would go down vertically there. We got our E shape, and that's the crux of this part of this lesson, is that we've got, how do we make this D minor? Okay, we see a familiar D minor up here, but what's all this going on down here? Remember that this is a D minor shape 6th, okay, and we have our root chord there, action fingers 5, root 3. So all we got to do is change fingers. We got the same guys. This makes remembering chords easy. If you associate the fingering of the chord with the chord itself, it helps to solidify the memory, because you have to play the chord. Okay, just like with piano, if I'm going to play a C7 a first inversion, you know, I know that I've got that amount of spread on my hands. That's strange. So what do we have here? So we have our action fingers. We have the parent root right here. Okay, so this is where these guys come from. So it's simply, and then, I think I'm out of tune a little bit, or my fingernail is bending the note. Okay, so I checked my tuning there. So that's the most important thing I want to show you, and I did a whole list of these things. When we go to the E to the G minor shaped half chord now, because we can't play these sunken notes, so we're going to add the 7th, okay, and we're going to look for the similarity. Now here we go again. When we have an A major, its relative minor is going to be one pentatonic, one caged letter, the word caged, C-A-G-E-D. So in this case, the cage is going that way. A goes to G, okay, that way, just the way I put it, because remember, these two boxes are not a fretboard. 2 does not go to R. I'm just showing you this, and it kind of came out backwards, but the A 4th major shape is right here, root 4/6. Okay, doesn't matter what key you're doing it in. Now it's an F because I'm down tuned, C tuned. Okay, so C, E shaped C, A shaped F, root 4/6. Okay, all we're going to do to get that relative 6 minor, well, it's saying it's the 2 minor now. That's why we're going from the 4th instead of the root right here. So the positions are switched a little bit here depending on, but these guys are definitely in order. Like here, we've got the E, we've got the G minor, we've got the A minor underneath it. So these guys vertically is in order in a pentatonic modal scale. Over here is their relative cages that are also part of this, but I'm putting them right next to each other. So here is our A shape. Okay, the relative of A is the G minor shape 2nd right there. There's root, there's 4, there's 6. All you're doing is adding 2. So this is the relationship we're looking for. Here's where we get these other notes from. Where'd all these notes come from? I just know with G minor, I don't know. I've got 2 and I've got 4. That's all I know. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. There's my G minor shape. There's a minor 3rd relative to this. So it's